Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fran, I'm from Venezuela, and today we're going to be watching a video called Nobody Talks About These Strengths of Australia. I don't know what more, because I know that Australia is like a pretty great country in general, so I don't know what other positive thing could be about Australia. But let's find out, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. So let's hit play.
It's pros and cons. Some countries have more pros, some have more cons, but no country is perfect. After I had traveled Australia for 1 year, I would like to share my thoughts on what I think Australia does better than my country of origin, Germany. Number 1. How people talk to each other. In Australia, it is most common to address someone with their first names. Family names do not matter that much. I have seen letters from authorities like the council beginning with Dear Molly instead of Dear Mrs. Smith. When I opened my bank account, I had the appointment with a girl just a bit younger than myself. When I went out the office, there was an old man waiting outside for her to call him in. She said to him, "Hello Arthur, how are you doing?" That felt so strange to me. I couldn't imagine what kind of relationship these two would be having, that this young girl would dare to address this old man with his first name. In Germany, I couldn't really think of a lot of situations where a young lady would address an old man with his first name. Even when you're in hospital and you have heaps of time to make friends with the nurses, they are most likely to still address you with your family name. "Hello Mr. Smith, how are we doing today?"
Oh.
That creates such a cold distance between individuals. It is very common in Germany that when you work for a company for 2 years, that you don't even know your boss's first name. In Australia, no matter where you go or who you get to know, everyone is immediately your mate. Of course there are black sheep, but you get the general idea. The downside to that, for me personally, is that you can never know who is your actual friend. In Germany, it takes a long time to really make friends with someone, but once you're friends with him, you know that he will try to move mountains for you. Number 2. That might sound a little surprising, but school uniforms. If I were to wear school uniforms back in the day when I was still a kid in school, my life would have been a lot easier. When I went to school, I got bullied on a regular basis for years and years. And no, I'm not asking for anyone's pity, I'm doing just fine. Back in the day, my parents were only able to get me second-hand clothes. When the new PlayStation 3 came out, guess who got a used PlayStation 1 for Christmas? But I was happy with what I had. I liked my clothes, I enjoyed playing PlayStation 1. But only my classmates seemed to have had a problem with me being poor. And of course they were picking on me for the clothes that I was wearing. I remember the time where you were only cool when you wore soccer shoes as your everyday shoes, without the spikes obviously. And the coolest shoes that you can buy were these Nike 90s. Obviously my mom wouldn't have enough money to buy me those. But we went to Deichmann anyways, which is a big German shoe chain franchise. Every town has one. And Deichmann has their own home brand called Victory. They were copying designs of famous shoes, make a few adjustments and sell them cheap. And so it was that I didn't get Nike 90s, but Victory 70s. I personally was so proud. I loved those shoes. But you can imagine my schoolmates' opinion on them when I brought them to school. So yeah, that's a very personal reason of why I would prefer school uniforms over plain clothes. Number 3. I don't know if there is an official term for these things, but I call them twist lids. Some glass bottles, I think mainly beer bottles, they have a lid that you can just twist off, so you don't need a lid opener but your bare hands. You can even easily just twist the lid back on the bottle and put it back in the fridge. Not that I knew why anyone should do that, apart from maybe when you get spontaneous diarrhea and you want to get your beer back in the fridge before you go nuke in the bathroom. As I have mentioned in previous videos already, there's so much technology that I have discovered in Australia that Germany, meanwhile, appears to me like a medieval country. Which is a good transition to my next point, number 4, digitalization. In Germany, you have to work yourself through a huge stack of paperwork for pretty much anything. In Australia, you can transfer your car insurance by just updating your car details in an app and you're good to go. In Germany, they would send you a new contract via mail that you would have to fill out and sign and send them back. Because in Germany, a contract is only valid when it's physically signed. It is getting better slowly, but we are still far away from being as digital as Australia. Another thing is that in Germany, cash is king. And I know this is a bit controversial. Of course, I see the benefits of cash, but also the benefits of card. And Germany is a bit too cashy in my opinion. When you take the bus, you either pay the driver with cash or you show him the ticket for the month that you have previously purchased somewhere. When you go to a restaurant in Germany, it's very unlikely that they accept card. It didn't happen just once to me that I forgot to bring cash to a restaurant,
What?
so I had to leave a deposit like my ID, go off, find an ATM and bring the money. So if you go to a restaurant in Germany, make sure that they accept card before ordering something. The other extreme is that in Australia a lot of restaurants do not accept cash, but at least they warn you with a sign at the entrance about it. In Germany they don't. I think they should just leave the choice to us whether we want to pay with cash or card. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have learned something and you liked the video, please consider subscribing. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. Whatever pleases you. I hope to see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.
That was shocking to me. Not so much like the Australian part, but the Germany part. Because what do you mean you don't accept cards? Like, that to me is an insane thing. Like, cards are... You know, like everyone uses cards these days, and not even cards, they use cell phones. So, you know, you have your card thing on your cell. So it's kind of crazy to me that a country and, like a country that big and that, I don't know, like that, like it's very up to technology and it's very like a famous country. It's not like a small country that doesn't get like a lot of tourists or that not a lot of people live there. So it's weird to me that a country like that doesn't really accept cards, because it's like, it's mind-blowing to me. Like, what do you mean you don't accept cards and you don't have like the phone thingy or just cash? Like, who carries cash these days? Like, it's insane. And the thing about, like, you have to like imagine going to a restaurant and eating, and then when you have to pay the bill, they're like, no, we don't really accept cards. It's only it's cash only. And you're like, I don't carry cash with me. So like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to like wash the dishes. Like, what? It's quite crazy. But yeah, I really liked it. It was very interesting. I didn't really know that. So to me, like, that's an insane thing to me. But I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and I'll see you soon. Bye.